The husband actually said that they went out together. There are people who will just tell him, can you be less of your, that race so that you can be more compatible with a partner?
I think we need to be able to embrace both racial groups. I'm Caroline. What I hope to share today is about multiracial relationships, marriages.
Hi, I'm Gavin. Same here. Caroline's my wife. We're here to share more about interracial marriages.
Hi, my name is Evelyn. I'm a family life educator and a social worker with Failure Community Services. So today I'll be sharing with all of you and also learning from Caroline and Gavin about interracial marriages.
We met in Polytechnic. We were in the student council. We were just friends and everything.
After we graduated, just so happened we contacted each other on Facebook.
He was outstationed for like a couple of trips.
Yeah, so it just so happened once we went on our first date, I had like 3 or 4 company trips that I went for. So maybe the distance made the heart founder lah.
We'll say something quite interesting. Many a times when I go out with like his family or I go out with him, I will end up becoming like a solo kind of person. They will take it that we're on separate entities. Yeah, many shops they will actually do that and say, can I help you? Or they will speak in Mandarin to me. Dining in also, people will just start staring at you. What is this Chinese girl with a bunch of like Indian family?
Yeah, I'm sure it happens to me too, but it's just that
he probably doesn't really mind.
Don't really care.
But it affects me because people are staring and pointing, There was once, I think my father-in-law said, what are you looking at? And the guy couldn't answer him.
So culturally, we are pretty similar. The language we speak at home is also English lah. So for her, also same, she speaks English at home. I hear Punjabi music a lot because of my preference in music. She gets to pick up a lot of that lah.
His grandparents, they speak Punjabi.
Yeah.
So I pick out, like basic like respect is like hello, kind of thing.
Yeah.
We say in his language. I think more or less they will try to speak English or sometimes they will speak Malay also.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
it's really
it's like a rojak thing. So
yeah, I think our grandparents' generation primarily would speak Malay and their mother tongue. We didn't really have a conversation per se.
It became like, let's register for a BTO.
Yeah,
it takes 5 years.
It's the standard Singaporean way of getting married lah.
Yeah.
I don't ask, okay, let's buy a BTO. And ours was a bit interesting. We applied for a sales of balance flat. And who knew, like on the second try, we got the flat and we needed to ROM in 3 months. I mean, the intent was already there, but more or less, that was how the conversation
It's just how
began.
the whole thing rolls.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
We actually had the best of both worlds. We did both ways. We had the church wedding first with the tea ceremony. And then the next week, we had the traditional temple. We had some dinner and dance. And then we had the last one would be the reception.
Our wedding buffet was half Indian, half Chinese, and
half Western.
half Western.
Like everything inside.
And another segment was Japanese.
I can imagine the wedding banquet is very, very exciting.
Yeah, it was really exciting. Yeah.
We did everything that our parents wanted.
The parents and the couples are usually of 2 different generations.
Yeah.
And sometimes their perspectives are really, really quite different. I mean, the young ones are more accepting now, they're more understanding. It's really taking the time to see from their point of view. Whether to agree or not, I think that's another issue.
As long as we could keep to our own
religion
and believe in our own faith, there was no issues lah.
But of course we did enjoy. I'm sure all my family enjoyed.
I had a blast. I think my wedding was in end of 2019.
That was before COVID.
So after 2 months, COVID hit. So it was the best wedding for the last 3 years. It was really fun. Yeah.
Misconception is for the person to be in the person's culture, or meaning you forget your own where you come from and then you must be in the person's culture or be in the person's race group. But I think it's not that way. I think we need to be able to embrace both racial groups. So for us, we celebrate like Chinese New Year and Deepavali. So and also Christmas. It's good that we can also enjoy each other rather than we see it like, I'm going to get married, I'm married out of family. I think it shouldn't have any changes, rather more responsibilities as a married couple.
You are dating that person as a partner fundamentally lah. So as long as you have your basis right, your ideologies right, you see eye to eye on many things.
You look at the young people right now, they are very, very open. And the societal narrative has changed a lot. Compared in the past where things are very kept behind closed doors, questions about other communities are not openly discussed. Compared to today, right, information about cultures are very easily accessible. I think the arts and theatre side of the thing, right, they are doing a lot more cultures because they want to bring back the traditions of the arts and to have people to start to think about life. So we do have a lot of various sources of information, and people are more open now. People want to come out to talk about their identity.
I think communication, we always just told each other that if we ever argued, is we will not sleep through the night without making things or clearing the air, because it's
I can't.
it's really tough to sleep and to just ignore the person. To just trash things out, or we'll just talk, because we also have kids. So after we got married, we got our first child. Our child actually taught us a lot. Like we really need to see eye to eye.
We learn as a couple how to prioritize what we want. You know, we come into a conversation and look, okay, this is the situation. What do we want? I may want this, you may want this, but what do we want? Just another couple. I mean, I wouldn't say they stand out from the crowd or anything. If I'm going to Orchard, I'm not going to say, hey, interracial couple or something different. No, right? Yeah, so I think that times have changed.
I think in Singapore, we wouldn't really stare, or like what Gubin say, like, wow. But I think in a different country, because we have travelled, it might be a concern. Like, I think one occasion will be like Hong Kong. You become more of like an attraction. You're standing out. You're standing out, but not in Singapore.
We went to Amritsar many years ago.
In India.
And she was...
I stand out.
She stood out.
Go for it. Go for it. I mean, if it happens, right? You're not gonna take a U-turn and, you know, just give up something which you are keen on working on, or if you are in love of. How difficult can it be? Like, really, how difficult can it be to sit down, both families, to talk about it? Communicating
with your partner effectively, you know, like any other couple, be interracial or not, have the difficult conversations. Very, very important.
We also need to know the other areas as well, are also equally important, like how life has treated your partner when they are growing up, their past relationships, their experiences with their relationship. So one of the common thing I always ask my couple is that, oh, you saw your partner, or you saw him or her angry before, right? Yeah. Have you saw him or her angry with the friends, with the family members and with you? Are they very, very drastic? Okay, if it's too drastic, then there's something that you want to find out a little bit more. And what has changed over the years that I realized for all the couples is that it's no longer just how long you know the person. You need to consider how deep you know the couples. I think the topic of interracial relationship, whether it's left unsaid or not, it depends. It is not left unsaid. When you have the circle of friends or even with the family that often involved with the interracial relationship, they will find it a lot more conversations that's happening around there.
Coming from a family of also interracial relationships, there's one time my cousin asked me, like, what do you all bring for Deepavali? So we're a bit more open about it.
It is a easier conversation to have today because of the wealth of information that we have on the internet. We don't really need to wonder how a certain denomination of people work or how some faiths practice. It is just a matter of Googling.
Otherwise, the topic of the interracial relationship is often left unsaid. If, let's say, religion or race is as the main anchor in the foundation of the relationship, then many a times they may not want to talk a lot more about it. Couples may find that love can conquer all. They might not want to discuss such a sensitive area during the dating. It's very important to actually to build that kind of foundation, get to know your partner a lot more, and to really discuss in all areas for that.